everyone who's on for Woodkit Wednesday. Who's excited? I'm excited to craft. I gotta get my chair lined up right. All right. Okay, so I did come on a minute or two early so that we can get all those notifications out. Let me get you guys up on my phone. And how are we doing today? I want to get the picture of this here so I can make sure I'm putting things in the right place. And then YouTube. How are we? Say hey in the chat as you're hopping on. Let's see. Let's do live chat. There we go. All right. I see we have some people hopping on. Hey, Sean. Welcome. Let's have fun. Yay. All right. So we are on. There we go. Get everybody here on my phone. Get the sound out. Hey, Linda. Okay. So a few housekeeping things. Last week, we did our first Woodkit Wednesday Craft with Me. There were, I believe, 10 people who purchased the kits from my link in enough time. Well, a couple of them didn't do it in time, but they still got the Zoom link. So how Craft with Me works, it's going to be the last Wednesday of the month. So what we did last week is while everyone else was watching me this way, the people who purchased these two kits had a view of my table. They were watching what I was doing from above and were crafting with me. So we did these 4 mini signs called Autumn Scarecrow, and they fit into this beaded frame that has 4 holes. Now, if you can see in the back, these are in here. They're pretty tight, but you can push them out, and there are other sets we will be doing in the future. I might have to sand these a little bit. I said that last week and I didn't. I got them in good enough. But how adorable is this kit? And look, it has an easel on the back. So you can just do this and lean it against something, or you can have it freestanding. So this is what we did last week for the very first Craft with Me. That was at the end of August. All right, so in 3 weeks, on September 24th, if you want to craft with me, while everyone else is watching me this way, you'll have a view here, and you'll get some extra instructions from me via email. We are going to be making this welcome or hello interchangeable sign. It's about as big as my cardboard here. 18 inches by 11 inches. It comes with 2 cutout words, welcome and hello. You can decide which one you want to put down here. And then up here, there's little hooks to hang various banners. So we're going to make the sign, and we're going to make this pumpkin patch banner. It's 3 pieces about the size of these. And we're going to be able to hang it for fall. Isn't that so fun? So I have the links for the 2 kits I'm going to do tonight. And then I also have the links for these if you want to join me on the 24th in 3 weeks from tonight to craft with me. It's our next one. I've already have a couple people who've ordered their kits. Linda, did you order yours? I think Debbie did, and I think my mom did. So yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, this is another new interchangeable kit. This is, I think, the newest one. This is called the window box. It's called the window box, okay? There's a couple other pieces here that make it pretty. Oops. Like this. And there's one on the bottom. We haven't glued it together yet. But it stands. It's freestanding. See how thick it is there? And there's different sets. One piece sits down here in the window. The other piece slides in here. And the one I'm going to do tonight is called Hello Autumn. So I think you can see it there. It's upside down, but it's like a pumpkin with an acorn and a couple birds and a sunflower and some vines. and some leaves. Super cute. And then the sign that goes across that slides in just says Hello Autumn. I ordered a couple, I think 2 or 3 more sets for this window box. So if you're thinking about getting it, you can watch me put it together. You did. Okay, awesome. Yes, Craft With Me was so fun, and it was actually Linda's idea, so I have to give her props. She said, hey, what are you going to be crafting for Christmas? I might want to order it and craft with you. I said, that's a brilliant idea. Let's do it the last Wednesday of every month. So that's what we're doing. All right, so before we start painting this, we're going to build the window box. And I didn't have any instructions other than the picture to go by. There is a video, I was told by Christina. So you can either watch me do it. Oh shoot, I forgot to grab my wood glue. Gotta get up off my stool now. Okay. All right, got it. All right. This is why I normally like to just stand so I can get stuff. It is cute, isn't it? And I feel like my desk is up a little too high. Gotta sit on my foot. Okay. So you can see all these layers in here. Nobody is going to see. So all of this, we don't need to paint. Okay. So I'm going to set this aside. Let's just get this stack. And this is basically 1/4 inch birch. And we have as many layers as it's going to take. This little notch here in this piece is where this little notch is going to fit. Okay? And then the rest is going to fit in there. So, front plate, glue to A. Okay, so this is all going to get stacked. So let's just do that. And I'm going to do it upside down because this piece is a little smaller. So I'm just going to start putting glue. You don't need a lot. Okay. And then we'll put the next piece on top. The nice thing about the wood glue is you have a little bit of time to kind of slide things around. Make sure you have them lined up. I like to kind of slide them, squish them on purpose to kind of spread the glue a little bit more in there. All right, so those are the first 2. I'm going to now do these next 2 in a set. So who's going to craft with me? Oh, Hannah, yeah. I mean, I don't know it as much as you do, but it's like, this is why I just stand for everything. Like, I stand when I scrapbook. I usually stand when I craft, when I'm filming my YouTube videos, like the one I did on Monday. I'm usually standing. I just have better, I don't know, access to things. All right, why is that one not? I didn't like how that one was not going flat. Now you can, you could like stack things on top of these to make sure they get nice and flat, but that's why I'm just doing 2 pieces at a time. Hi, Shella. All right. So Linda got her kits. Awesome. Yeah, I thought it went really well. Now, there's a chance that sometimes I'm going to pick a kit that you don't want to do. I won't feel bad if you don't do it. Order whatever kits you want, but you know what? Let me grab my clamps. I think that's what I need, is my clamps. These Dollar Tree clamps come in handy because I can see these 2 pieces are not wanting to. And we want this puppy to be nice and lined up. So I'm going to do this, these little ones on the top part here. So I have a variety. I have some of these little pink ones. And then I have some of the big papas. So, and once you put these on, it doesn't take very long for them to be dry. Ooh, that's a tight one. Careful you don't crack your wood. Okay, so those are 4 of the 5 layers, and then this one will go on as well. Now, for the window, the dilemma I have with all of these interchangeable kits, hey Christina, is what color to paint my base piece so that it'll match whatever other kits go in. So for instance, the kit from last week, the frame itself had 3 pieces. It had this back piece, which I did antique wax. Then it had a skinnier window shape, which I think I did it white and ivory. Actually, I left it natural, and then I decided I wanted to paint it. And then this one is kind of like ivory with antique wax over top. So very neutral, so that whatever seasonal pieces are in here are gonna go, okay? So my question for this, and kind of what I was thinking, was kind of the same thing of doing antique wax on the very back, which you would see pretty much just inside the 4 little spaces. Or should I do that backwards? I think maybe I'll do the front antique wax, but I will lighten it up with maybe some, you know, where's my chippy brush? You guys know what a chippy brush is? Like this, kind of dry brush, some white over it. All right, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do the back piece white and this front piece. Ooh, I have a full antique wax. My mom had some extra that she gave me. This one looks a little reddish. Let's see what happens. I'm going to use a baby wipe. Oh yeah, it's kind of an interesting, it's kind of a reddish brown. Interesting. Woo. All right. Do any of you already have this window box? I have to say window box because there's a different, I think there's a different kit that is an actual window frame or something. This is interesting. This does not look like my other antique wax. Oh well. Doesn't it look kind of reddish? Let's dilute it. Let's thin it out a little bit. With my baby wipe. What's falling? Okay, well, I'm definitely going to be putting like some white over that. But look at how different that is to this antique wax. Looks kind of reddish. Maybe I need to mix it more. It does look like cherry or mahogany. Isn't that weird? Let's shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Okay, that looks a little more brown. All right, let's try going over it again to see what happens. I don't know. I guess we're just going with it. Maybe it's a newer version. I mean, the one I had before was a discontinued or a clearance item. Maybe they changed the formula. I mean, I don't hate it. It just is different. Alrighty. You guys didn't tune in just to see me do antique wax all night. All right, so what I like about using the baby wipes is you can kind of do more or less. Okay, we're gonna let this dry. So then we're gonna do white on this. I want to make a nativity. This does not have an odor at all. Waverly's Antique Wax has no stinky smell. That is why I love it. That is why I love it. Hey, Maria. Welcome. Maria, I didn't know if you were going to do, this is not related to wood kits, but since you're here, you did my Creative Memories class. I have a virtual workshop coming up on the 20th. So let me know if you want to do that. All right, so I am going to paint this whole thing, but you're really not going to see very much of it. I probably could have just painted around the squares, but that's okay. Let's be thorough. Let's be thorough, and I'm using white. You're welcome, Hannah. Yeah, I used to try to use those stinky stains, Minwax and all that, and oh my gosh, they just smelled so strong. All right. Got that. Got a little extra in this corner here. And I don't think this really matters what color I do it either, but I'm going to go ahead and do just white on this background. This goes on the front of all those stack pieces that we're currently gluing together. And this is where the little sign will slide in over top of this. Okay. All right. So the other piece that I need to do, I'm going to use that again anyway. The other piece that I need to do with Antique Wax pieces are these little scallop, oh, I almost lost one, scallop pieces that go on the top and the bottom of this rectangle that I just painted. So let's get one more baby wipe. Hey, Hidden in the Woods, welcome. Welcome. If you are interested in any of these kits, I am an affiliate for Christina, who cuts all these kits and ships them out with free shipping, which is amazing. She sends me some kits each month. I just ordered my kits for September, actually. And I'm excited to get a few more insert kits for this window box and some other fun things. All right, so those are done. That's going to go on the top and bottom. Hey, Krista. Hey, Marlene. Hey, Toby. And Becky. Okay. Let's come back to the pieces that we're stacking. Probably I can take these clips off now. Okay. Those two. This is what allows our window box to stand up. So now we got to do these two sets together. Okay. And I don't think the clamps will fit on, maybe it will, on a whole inch, because each of these is 1/4 of an inch. So now we're an inch thick here. Let's squish them, get that glue. Okay, let's try. Ooh. These clamps are so handy. One more. Okay, so that's 4. And then we're going to have this one that's going to go at the very back. Remember, it's got that little notch in it for the sign. And then this one is going to go on the front. So we'll keep working on that. All right, for our window, this is almost dry. I think I want to smooth it out a little bit. Hi, Albert. What time is it in India right now? The Care Bear, that is Champion Bear? And then I got Cheer Bear over there. Cheer Bear probably, I think Funshine was my favorite of the original Care Bears. All right, I'm just smoothing this out a little bit because I want to, sometimes when you do the baby wipe, it's kind of wet, so it gets it a little bit gritty. So I'm just gonna smooth it out. All right, feels good, liking it. And I don't think I need to worry about sanding the white because this is going to go on top of the white. What I do want to do though is get my white back out and get this chippy brush. Now remember, this part's going to have all this in front of it. So just going super light. Just want to add, and I'm probably going to end up sanding this as well. And if you don't like this look with the brown and the white, just paint yours one color, okay? You don't have to do yours exactly. You'd be surprised how many comments I get like, I would have done this. Great! Do that when you make yours. All right. So I kind of did a lot of white. So now I have a couple options. I could sand, or I could take my baby wipe and start diluting. I don't know if I like this. I'm going to sand it too, but I'm kind of smearing the white. I want it to be not one color, if that makes sense. This might be one of those that I just kind of keep messing with until I get it how I want it. Let's let that dry and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, look at my mess. All right, we are making this window box, interchangeable window box. Okay, so this one's gonna go at the back. So we're gonna add this piece. Put glue on here actually, because it's a little smaller. Because this back piece has this extra little notch in it. I don't know, can I do? Nope, it's gonna slide off. Maybe you could clamp it here. I don't know how much that's really gonna help. I think they're pretty good. Hi, you coming to craft?
No.
No. All right, get that on there. Now with the little scallop pieces that go here and here, we don't just glue these straight on because we need a little spacer to allow our sign to go in and out. So we've got these pieces. There's 4 of them. So we're going to glue them together 2 and 2. And then this is going to go on top of that. And then there's a little space there. It's actually really genius. So let's get a little bit of wood glue and we'll stack these together. Stay tuned. We're getting this put together and then we're going to get some painting going with our cute little pumpkin and sign that's going to go in this window box. And I saw there's maybe 6. Oh, yes. They're all in the description of the video. So the ones I'm doing right now, okay, I'm doing this window box. And then we're gonna do this Hello Autumn insert. Okay. All right, so those are the 2 I'm doing. They are in the description of the video, along with the 2 kits for the next Craft With Me. Sally, I don't know if you were going to do that this time, but we're going to do the hello or welcome sign and the little pumpkin patch banner. All right, so this one's going to go at the top. These 2 pieces stacked. Press. And these are going to go at the bottom. Okay, so you can see there's going to be a little slot there for the Hello Autumn to slide in there. So let's let that dry. And then we'll glue the scallops on there. All right, how am I liking this window? I don't know. It's kind of now just like a cloudy white. The thing is, I can always come back and add to this because it's going to be on the front of this. I mean, I don't hate it. Remember, this is going to be covered up. I feel like it does need to be a little darker. What do you guys think? A little bit more of the brown back on there. Hi, Peggy. I'm so indecisive tonight with my, maybe instead of wax, it needs just paint. This is just giving it a little bit of texture to look more like grain of wood. Yes, more brown. I might need to use the actual brown paint, truffle, because now this is just all kind of mixing. It's darker than it looks on there, but for now, I'm going to stop messing with it, and I'm going to glue these two pieces together to make our window. So I'm probably going to use my clamps again, but I'm putting glue on the back of the brown one. And they line up perfectly. The brown one, the squares for the holes are just a little bit bigger so that you see the white ones behind. So while they're lined up, we'll go ahead and put some clamps on. Hi, Selena. Welcome. All right, so that's our window so far. And let's go ahead and glue. I think this is going to be cute. Our little scallops. Line it up on the straight edge. You guys, it's so weird around here because it's just Gary and I now with the dog. Our younger two are back at school. Our older one, who was home living with us last year when the other two went to college, is now not living here. So yeah, it's very different. Okay, so see, that's going to be the little space for the sign to go into. We're going to glue that in a bit. Let's do some painting. Oops. I guess we've been doing painting, but not of anything super colorful. Kicked off the live. I wonder why. Okay. So, this is obviously going to be based on a pumpkin. I need to bring my cardboard over here because now I've made a mess of my desk. So this is the little sign that's going to slide in where we just glued the scallops. Here we have a pumpkin, a sunflower, some birds, an acorn with some leaves, a viney thing with leaves, another leaf, another heart, and here is our pumpkin. Now, was there any part of the background that you're going to see? Probably not, because, oh yeah, I'm going to paint this whole thing orange just as a background, because look at, all these pieces are separate. So I'm going to paint these three pieces orange and this background orange as well. So that's what we're going to start with. Okay. Get all of our little guys. I don't have any tiny pieces that I need my sticky board for, but you know what? This just might be easier just to stick on here. My two birds, my sunflower, my vine, my stem for my pumpkin, the maple leaf. Well, I guess these pieces of the acorn are kind of small. There's a small heart and a big heart. Two small leaves for the acorn, the top of the acorn, the bottom of the acorn. This piece doesn't need to be painted because it's a spacer. Okay, there we go. That cleared up some space. Now I have room to paint my orange. All right, let's use pumpkin. My nice full pumpkin. All right. Just kind of continuing the shape, even though there's gonna be other things painted on top of this. That way there's no gaps. No gaps of unpaintedness. Okay, there's the background for pumpkin. And then our three little pieces here. Obviously the heart is going to go there. And once these are dry, I am going to go around the edges either with Distress ink or some truffle brown paint. Probably the truffle brown paint because it'll be on a sponge from the acorn and it'll just kind of set these three pieces, give them a little separateness. Because they are basically going to be right next to each other. So these foam brushes, those of you that are new, these foam brushes in all sorts of sizes are the best thing to use when painting these kits because you don't get brush strokes. They cover really well with just a small amount of paint. The window is one kit, and then this pumpkin piece is one of the inserts that goes in it. So yeah, I was saying I think there's at least like 6. Let me see if I can find it. I think there's at least 6. There's a Hello Autumn, there's a ghost one, there's a gingerbread one, there's a farmhouse one, and there's like a home sweet home. So maybe there's only 5. There might only be 5 for this kits so far to go in this window box. I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to do the whole pumpkin and then decide what colors I want to do this. I think green will be one of the colors, but we'll have to see. Okay. Sticky board. We've got some colors to paint here. We've got red, obviously, for our hearts. So let's do a little brush here. And we've got this heart that goes on our pumpkin. I think what would be really cute too for this window is to maybe around the top, you could put like some greenery. So for the fall one, I could do some fall leaves wrapped around. At Christmas time, when you have like a Christmas thing in front of the window, you could do like Christmas lights. That would be really cute. Okay, there's our 2 hearts. That was easy, and all I did was use a little bit of paint out of the lid. Okay. Once I think I'm done with a color, I will put it back there. How we doing, guys? Now, there's 48 of you on here, but only 15 have done this. Can the rest of you do this? All right, let's do our sunflower with maize. And I just keep washing and reusing these foam sponges until they're like falling apart, literally. I don't have my pokey tool. Oh. That's okay. All right, so that's going to be maize. We'll only probably use this again for the beaks of the birds, and I probably have enough on my sponge for that. So I think we're done with that color. For the acorn, I'm going to do truffle for the top, and I'm going to kind of dilute it a little bit. And I'm going to do truffle for the inside of my sunflower. And remember I said I was going to use this to go around my pumpkin pieces. They're pretty dry, so I can do it now. Okay, so these are the 3 pieces of my pumpkin. And I'm just outlining them with a little bit of this brown to give it a little more shape, distressing, other than just like a puzzle with 3 pieces stuck together. Let's make them stand out from each other a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing with the truffle that's left on my sponge. Okay. All right, the bottom of the acorn. Oh, do I want to use this brown? You know what? Oh, I know what else I need it for. The stem of my pumpkin. There we go. Okay, I'm going to use a lighter brown for the vine. I think I'm going to use hazelnut for that, which is what I'm also going to use for the acorn. Hi, Patricia. What do you mean steer clear? Did you have a question about something? All right, there's our acorn. So cute. And let's do, no. All right, so on this vine with the leaves, I think I'm just going to use a small paintbrush to just do, wait, those should be green. This should be green, right? It should all be green because it's a vine. Duh. All right, well, never mind. I'm not going to do brown on there. I'm going to wipe that off and then go over it with green. All right, so we're done with hazelnut. That was easy. What else? We've got some birds. We've got some leaves here. So I'm thinking on the acorn, let's do one of these leaves yellow with a little bit that's on there. And let's do the other one orange. Those go kind of on top of the acorn. Kind of mix the colors a little bit. There, like that. Okay. So I think I am going to use the rest of my hazelnut on here. And maybe add a little orange to it. I like mixing colors. Just using them off my brush there. See how I added a little orange to that? I like that. Let's also on our sunflower go around a little bit on the petals with the truffle. Just outlining. Okay, so the ones at the top don't have it, but see down here on the bottom, there's a little bit of brown shading going around each of the petals. Super cute. And let's just go ahead and glue the middle. Okay, cute. All right, so that's gonna dry until we're ready for it. We can also glue our little heart on the acorn. And it gives you an outline of where to put it, so I'm not just like having to guess. All right, why did I grab pink cloud? I don't need that color. I don't know. And moss we need for the vine. Oh, gotcha. Yes, cashew would have also looked good. All right. So this is moss. It's like my favorite fall green. To do on this vine that goes at the top of the pumpkin. All right. Now, I don't know where my pokey tool went, but this is kind of a dull. I need to get a new blade on this. So I'm just kind of going in the spaces of the leaf here. The little, what is it, a vein? Like the little line that goes down the middle of the leaf. Just so you can see it, in case I got paint in there. All right. Birds, and then the Hello Autumn, which I think I do want to use green for one of the colors. We'll have to put it together and see what other color we think we should use. I go around this outside of the pumpkin with this brown as well. I want it to look all together. All right, so the birds I'm going to do black, but I don't know if you saw when I did the birds for this last week. I used the baby wipes so that they weren't just like solid dark black paint and then you couldn't really see anything on them. So I'm going to use just a little truffle. Yep, we'll do a little truffler on the bottom of the acorn. Good call there, Marlene. All right, so let's get my birds a little closer to me. So they start out pretty dark when you first put the black paint. I'm going to kind of go around where the beak is. Okay, but then I'm going to turn it to a clean part of the baby wipe and rub kind of harder to kind of dilute that paint. And I really like that because you can tell it's a black bird, but then, you know, it's not just super dark. Okay, and then again, go over it, wipe some away, and I like that. What colors do you guys think for the Hello Autumn sign? Maybe white, or maybe maize and moss. Maybe these two colors for the sign. Let me do the little beaks here. I'm not going to worry about getting them perfectly straight. Okay, let's do a little hazelnut around the top of the acorn. And then that truffle around the base. Should we go around the heart with anything? With a color? Maybe white? Lightly with white? Where do I even have white? Oh, white's way over there. What do you think? Yeah, let's do white. I agree. It's kind of a big sponge, but I think if I go lightly, I can do it without making too much of a mess. Cute. See how that just adds something. All right. I think I have all my pieces painted. Oh, Connie, were you saying for the heart or for this? I'm still thinking we kind of got to see what this looks like with everything put on. We are getting so close, you guys. I'm excited. Let's just start with our middle piece for our pumpkin here. And there are outlines, so I know exactly where to put it. Okay. So this part is kind of like putting a puzzle together. Get it right there. And the lines, kind of. Okay. And our stem for the pumpkin, right there. And just line it up on that back piece. All right, I'm gonna put this spacer for the acorn. It's to kind of hold it up so that the acorn can then be on top of the pumpkin. So get that lined up. Okay, good. And then our leaf is over here. Ooh, I like it. I gotta show you that leaf. Look how that turned out. So I did hazelnut, then I did orange on top of it, then I did truffle around the outside. I love that. I think it turned out really cute. All right, and there is outline to match up for the leaf as well. Okay. Oh, I really kind of want to sand the just lightly. There, it was just a little gritty from the, I don't know what from, the baby wipe? Did I use a baby wipe on there? I don't know. There's our adorable little heart. It's so cute. All right, this bird goes up here. I love when this all comes together. You've done all the painting and then it just all comes together. My stem moved. Don't do that. Okay, make sure pieces are staying where they need to be. Okay, let's do our side pieces now of our pumpkin. Hey, back. Get this lined up. And there. And it really can go pretty close to the oval. What do you guys think? It's looking cute, right? Okay. Next, what should we do next? This goes up here. And then this goes here. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. So I'm just going to put glue like on this middle part of the vine. Even though like this one goes over the bird. It's just kind of like at the base of the stem there. I know it's upside down, but I think you guys can see how cute this is. All right, we have our acorn. which we put on top of this acorn, and a little bit onto the pumpkin. Cute. And then the top. Okay. And then when those are dry, we'll put these little leaves right there that are so cute. And then I think I gotta look at where this, let me just look at where this little bird goes. I think it goes by the leaf there. Yes. Like that. Okay. Adorable. Make sure your pieces are not sliding from where they're supposed to be. And then we'll get our little sunflower here. And let's go ahead and do this. Okay, let me turn it around. Look at how cute. What do you guys think? Okay, so the words will be underneath. So what are we thinking? Yellow background with moss words. I don't want to use orange because I've already used a lot of orange. And I probably don't want to use brown because it's going to have brown on either side of it. Yes. Bird eyes. Yeah, I'm just going to do a little dot with my white paint marker, which I forgot to bring over here. So let's, you know what? Before I paint this, let's glue this to here. Just want to make sure I'm doing it right. I'm pretty sure that's, all right, I just want to make sure. Yes. Yes, okay. So this all goes on the front of that huge stack that we did. No, it does not. It goes on the window. Or it all does. Hold on. Okay, this is all glued. Oops. Sorry guys, I just don't want to glue this wrong. So first, I'm going to glue all of this on here. The one with the notch is at the back, which is correct. So, glue, glue, and again, I may decide to add more color to my window, but for now, it's fine. I most likely will add some dry brushing with truffle. I'm just kind of trying to squeeze this together because then this piece goes here. How cute! Okay, so before I put that on, I do need to do the truffle. And that's okay, because this is giving our pumpkin time to finish drying. And I'm getting some on the white, and that's okay. I kind of like it, actually. That is 400. That's a little smoother than I'm gonna want. I want to kind of just dress this up. So, and you know what else? Guys, now I need to darken up these little scallops so that they kind of match the window. Let's set that aside. Sunflower. Look at how cute that is. All right, let's get the sign painted so we can put this all together. We're gonna use maize. And I'm just going to get a clean brush or sponge. Okay, there's our maize. I might go over it one more time. Let's do our words. I love this font. It's so cute. Hello. This little sponge is on his last usage. So cute. Okay. I think I got those pretty much covered. All right, we're almost done, guys. It's all gonna come together. Just you wait. All right, all my brushes and sponges over there. All my paints out of the way. gonna really need to clean my desk, aren't I? All right, let's just get all the pieces. Let's get the cardboard out of the way. Let's get our window back here. Take a look. All right, I'm going to stop messing with it because really, you're not going to be looking at the window itself. You're going to be looking at the other cute things that are in the window. So you paint your window however you want. So the last thing I need to do is glue this piece on the front. Yeah, it did help tone it down. But not so much that you couldn't see the brown, which was the problem before. Okay, before I glue this on, this is how this is going to work. See? Isn't that cute? It's going to slide right in. So let's get this piece on. I want it nice and flat on the bottom. Everything lined up. Make sure everything's flat. Okay, let's get our words on here. Hello, Autumn. And there's outlines, so I know exactly where to put the words down. Okay, we just have to let that dry, and then we can put our words in our little window box. Okay, so here is our window with the window box, and I'm pretty sure this is oh, there it goes. It's in that slot. Remember that little notch that was in there? See, you're not even really going to see. But how cute would this be if you put a little bit of fall leaves around there? I really want to slide this in, even though it may not be all the way dry yet. Yay! How cute is that? This is a chunky guy. But the two little scallop pieces keep this sign from falling out. And then there are different sets. So you're going to be seeing some more sets for this in the coming weeks. It is super cute. I know. So once you make the window, you have that and you just swap out these two pieces. So cute. Okay, so before we get off, if you want to craft with me in 3 weeks on September 24th, I put the links for these in the description of the video. You're going to want to order the welcome and hello interchangeable sign. This is 18 inches by 11 inches. You're going to put one of these words. I'm going to probably do welcome. And then save the hello for something else. And then it's got little hooks here and here. And we're going to make the pumpkin patch banner, which you can take off. And then there's a gingerbread one. There's a fireflies one. There's other ones. So this is what we're doing on September 24th. But thank you guys so much. If you do decide to make a purchase, please use my affiliate link. That is one of the ways that I make money with my Monarch Mom DIY as an affiliate for Christina. Every little bit helps, especially with 2 kids in college. Thanks so much, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.